Hello Cancer, and welcome to your reading. My name is Colette. I am a tarot reader with over 30 years experience. My channel is Inspiring Life Changes, and this reading today is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising and Cusp energy of Cancer. If you don't know where any of those placements are, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out, Cancer, so that you can decide for yourself whether or not you want to look at the other readings that relate to your moon, your Venus and your rising as well. It sometimes helps because it can give you a bigger overall picture as well, rather than just looking at your sun sign itself. Just like the astrology itself, it's like we give a sun sign a lot of attention and we tend to forget or ignore the fact that there are other planets also in play at this time as well. So you may find that your moon is more being a Cancer. Your moon may well have a bigger influence on your emotional readings at this time. So maybe check your moon sign out as well. So the reading itself, I am starting it with a card from the Spirit Oracle deck. And today you have got the Frog card, the Spirit of the Frog, and it's saying clear out the clutter, Cancer, clear out the clutter. And one of the things that came into my head while I was meditating on this energy was the words came through, let me in. I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Let me in. I don't know if you feel as though you're needing to get in somewhere and that you're not being able to get through to somebody. Maybe somebody's not opening up to you, Cancer, and you want them to open up to you. I will just say as well, before I forget, cusp, those on the cusp of a sign are going to be at the end of Cancer, coming out of the Gemini energy, or 0 degrees, or you're going to be at the 29 degree mark, moving into the Leo energy that comes after that. So that could also play a part as well. If you are on those degrees, you may want to check out the sign before you and the sign after you as well. But also cross watchers, before I forget, this reading, if you're watching it for yourself, if you're interested in a Cancer, you've been in a relationship with a Cancer, you want to be, or you are in a relationship with a Cancer, then just be aware that the energy could also be your story that is being played out here as well. And you may kind of find yourself turning up within the storyline itself. This is a general read, as I said, it's just a general read, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. So if it doesn't resonate with you, then look elsewhere in the other signs for your reading, because it might well be there. So clearing out the clutter, it does feel as though this is talking about possibly having a lot of stuff that you need to get rid of on a physical level. A lot of stuff that you've accumulated, possibly, Cancer. Sentimental Cancers don't like to necessarily get rid of the past. It could be that you're needing to clear that out, let go of that energy, let go of the past. In doing so, you could find that you're releasing something on an emotional level as well. Very green energy coming through for me here. The whole picture is very green, so it's kind of talking about the heart chakra energy. And also he's got this blue ball in his hand as well. It's kind of turquoise marble. It did come out in reverse. So turquoise, the colour turquoise for me always talks about the communication between the heart chakra and the throat chakra. There may be conversations that you need to have with somebody, or you need to have with yourself. Something that you need to maybe clear out of your head as well, that maybe you're carrying a lot of emotional baggage with you at this time, and until you actually do something about having that conversation or write it down, or somehow, some way get it out of your physical body, is what I'm feeling here. That you need to clear it out of your physical, out of the physical body. Like I said, whether that's actually speaking to that person, if that's possible, or whether it's just writing down how you feel. Not that you have to necessarily send anything that you feel, but it's like getting it out there, out of you. So to kind of release that energy and allow something to change on an energetic level. The cards are set out in 3 sets of 3. So we have the first set of 3 being the past energy. The middle set of 3 is the energy that you're in presently. And the last set of 3 is the future energy. So the past has created the present, which is going to create the future. The past can be the recent past, or it can be something from childhood. It could be something from any particular time in your life, but something that is still energetically making a difference in your life now, something that is still connected to you, something that you are still dealing with, that maybe you're not really aware of the fact that you are still dealing with it as well, or that it's affecting you on that kind of level. So the first card that we have here is the Queen of Wands. Very strong energy. I feel the Queen of Wands is always seen as a very magnetic energy. She's fire, she's kind of creative, she kind of draws energy or people or things to her, but it's in reverse. So it could have been a person that's been in your life. A person that you have a very strong connection to, a magnetic connection with, like somebody that you're really drawn to, but there may have been something, this person may have closed that down, or you may have closed that down, Cancer. You may have tried to disconnect from this energy. This energy may have felt very overwhelming, very fiery, just very kind of Aries energy, it's Leo energy, it's Sagittarius energy. There's also a sense of freedom within the Wands energy as well. It wants to kind of like fire itself. It wants to kind of, it wants that freedom to spread and to, you know, that's what fire wants to do. It wants to set fire to stuff and to kind of, and this person could have been the same. They could have been with it in reverse as well. There could have been a kind of, I hesitate to say the word selfish, but that's kind of what's coming through. There could have been a selfish element within this card here, within this person's personality or character. They could have been very focused, very much about their own world and their own life, and like you try to fit in around them. We have the 8 of Wands after this energy, which is more fire energy. But I'm seeing this as an energy of where this person kind of kept it. I feel as though this person, as difficult as they may have been at times, and I do feel as though it could have been a difficult situation. Again, this doesn't have to be a person that you're in a relationship with. This could be somebody, a friendship, a family member. This could be somebody you work with, a job colleague, work colleague, somebody possibly in a position of power. But there's a sense of, with the 8 of Wands here, again, there's that sense of attraction. It's like this person kind of brought some joy into your life and some, like you felt when this person was around, things were easy. It was easy going. You didn't have to struggle or work too hard. Like the 8 of Wands is usually about communication, but I also see it as something of like where life is kind of easygoing, life is good, it's, you're full of joy and happiness, and everything's bright and cheerful and going well, and that's what I feel that this energy you feel is for you, Cancer. This person kind of brings this out in you. Okay, that's what it's about. It's about this person brings out, or this situation, whatever this situation was, brings this out. It's like it brings out the best in you. At the bottom of that, I don't know if you can see that at the bottom of that, there's lots of birds kind of flying around there as well, which gives it a sense, for me, a sense of freedom. So the card that we have after this is the Ace of Coins. So whatever this situation was, it feels as though it could well have felt for you like something that you missed out on, like it was a missed opportunity, something that changed the dynamic, the energy here. The Ace of Coins is an opportunity for growth, for expansion of your well-being, your health, your environment, mentally and physically. And with the stag there as well, I would say if it was up the right way, that there was a sense of strength here and a sense of kind of purpose. But I feel as though that sense of purpose is something that was missing here. You kind of lost your direction, possibly, Cancer. You kind of lost your insight. It's like there was something, you were expecting more from this. You were expecting more than what you received, or what it turned out to be. And we have in your present situation the Four of Coins in reverse. So I feel as though there is still this kind of stubborn energy here. There's still this kind of wanting to hold on to something, wanting to keep something the same as it has been, not wanting to let something go here. He's got these 4 coins and they're in the box here, but it's also a sense of maybe this is to do with clearing out that clutter as well, because this is saying to me that it's kind of not allowing any more to flow in. It's like you put a block on something by trying to keep something the same way, by trying to carry on in the same fashion, by not changing anything, by kind of trying to keep the same status quo, or doing the same things the same way over and over again, and as they say, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, is a sign of madness, because you're just, you know, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. It's just going to keep on being what it is. And then with the Queen of Swords in the centre of the reading, this for me is probably the most important card, because I see the centre card as the energy where it's emanating from outwards, and also where it's coming in from as well. So the Queen of Swords is somebody who's very, in this card, it's coming over somebody who's very guarded. So this could be your energy, Cancer. It could be somebody else's energy again. male or female, it doesn't make any difference. It's the energy rather than the actual gender on the card. What I am feeling with this, that this person is guarded. They're kind of trying to trying to stay on top of things. The energy itself, the Swords card, the Sword energy is a card of the air signs. So it is Gemini, it's Libra, it's Aquarian energy. All of which are very logical. All have come from the mind. They want to make sense of things. They want to understand things. Queen of Swords has often been somebody who's been through a lot of difficulties, a lot of shit experiences. And it's kind of hardened her in a way. She can be very tough. She can have a very outside kind of exterior of toughness, of kind of like, she can seem quite unapproachable at times. If this isn't your energy, Cancer, although it could well be your energy, but if it isn't your energy, this could also be, again, somebody who you have had dealings with or are in the process of having dealings with, who, again, it could be a boss energy, somebody who you work with, or a family member, but it's somebody who you could find intimidating. They could be intimidating, or if it's your energy, it could be that you are giving out an intimidating energy at this time, this kind of energy of stay away, stay back. Which is interesting because those words like let me in that I got earlier, those are very different words to this energy here, in the sense of you know, this is somebody who is guarded. This is somebody who does have barriers up and does have kind of like what's the word? Mistrust. Somebody who doesn't trust easily anymore because they've been hurt over and over again, so they may find it very very difficult to trust anybody who comes into their circle, again, whether it's a friend, whether it's friends or family or a situation. It could be something, it feels like there's something that you're not fully trusting, or a person that you're not fully trusting here. And the card after this is the Nine of Cups, which today for me is coming through. Usually it's a card of dreams and wishes and like things coming true, but I'm seeing it as a kind of indulgence card here, like an overindulgence, like all these cups are filled with wine and there's all these grapes, and it's kind of like this sense of overdoing things, like hitting a jackpot of some kind, of like really just going over the top, just like yeah, just real kind of self-indulgence in this card, just really almost extreme behaviour. Don't know what that's about. We'll have to see when we get some more cards out on that one. But we do have the King of Cups here, or King of War, so which is your energy here, Cancer. Which is saying that at this time you're actually sitting in your power here. King of Cups upright, very sensitive, very caring, very considerate, very loving, very open. Sort of energy that people turn to with their problems, emotional issues, a guide, a counsellor, that kind of energy. Whether or not you are in that kind of field of work, you probably still as a Cancer have lots of people come to you for your advice and your words of wisdom and a shoulder to cry on, that kind of energy. But there can also be a like if people overstep the mark, like with this Nine of Cups as well, like if people overstep that mark, you can cut them off. You can become very cold, you can become very well, quite like this Queen of Swords in many ways, very austere, kind of like having a shell, an outer shell, literally like the crab. You can just retreat inside that shell and just refuse to come out. And with the Five of Coins after this King of Cups energy here, I feel as though that's maybe what you've done at this time, because the Five of Cups is about feeling as though you're on your own, feeling lost, feeling, like I said, alone, lonely, sorrowful, sad, lacking. It can be a card of hardship, of being down on your luck, or feeling down on your luck. So the final card that you have here is the Hermit energy, which is a card of going retreat, really, going within, retreating within yourself. To find deeper answers, to find what you need to know, which you're not going to find outside. And it's almost like this energy here is going to create this situation of kind of pushing you into that space of looking for answers within. Because it feels as though this is kind of indulgence, like this is kind of like, this is what you think that you're happy, or what's going to make you happy, is all of this indulgence. And then the King of Cups is kind of saying, but actually, because he looks quite sick, actually, I was thinking that earlier. He looks as though he's kind of like, you know, hit it hard and is not looking well after a bit of an indulgent period of time of just living it up, just saying to hell with everything kind of thing, and just kind of like, it could be somebody you know, it could be yourself, Cancer, who just kind of like, just, I feel it's an energy of just kind of giving up, of trying to keep things together, like you've been trying to keep things together, and now, and this is also could be what this is about as well, this Queen of Swords energy, trying to kind of keep things together, and now you're just kind of going to hell with it all. I'm just going to enjoy myself. And there's this sense of kind of overindulging and realizing that that's not what you're looking for. That's not the happiness that you want. This isn't going to make you happy. In fact, it's going to do the total opposite. It's actually going to make you feel more alone and more sad about a situation, which is where the Hermit is going to come in and kind of make you take a deeper look at yourself, not at anybody else. This Hermit is saying, look within your own space, your inner space. Look for the answers within. I always see the Hermit as an energy of kind of leveling up, like going up a level, like graduating, maturing maybe. Maybe that's also got something to do with helping with this clearing out this clutter energy. So let's see why the Queen of Wands is here and what she wants to say. Why is the Queen of Wands here for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Venus, rising and cusp energy for Cancer. Yeah. We have the Sun card upright. So I feel that whatever this energy was, or this person, this situation, it made you feel good. It may not have been the best situation because it is in reverse. So somebody may not have been fully in their power. If it was a person, they may have been coming from a place of not totally giving themselves fully to a situation, Cancer. But you were still very bright and happy and joyous, and kind of for you the sun shone out of their backside. It was like, you know, they could do no wrong. This person was like the perfect. Okay, like even putting this person on a pedestal, refusing to see their flaws, refusing to see their failings, is how I'm seeing this. A refusal to accept, even though it was kind of glaringly obvious in a way. The sun was kind of really illuminating things, bringing it into the forefront. But you didn't want to see it, you didn't want to admit it. What I'm seeing is kind of like all you saw was what you wanted to see. It was like, for you, it's kind of like a blank canvas in a way, and you could just put on it whatever you wanted to put on it. You could just see whatever you wanted to see in it. It didn't matter what it was. For you, it was perfect. Is how it's coming across. It was like a masterpiece for you. Whatever this situation, person, and it feels more like a person than a situation that was in your life. But we have the Two of Swords over the top of the Eight of Wands. So there is this, so I was saying again, there is this kind of like this light in your life. It brought you joy, it brought you happiness. But behind it all, there was this kind of more like a hidden energy in a way. Because the Two of Swords is talking about he's got like two swords. If you see, he's got two swords in his hand there. If I turn it up that way, it would probably make more sense. He's got two swords and there's a very small butterfly there. And so I always see this card in this particular deck anyway as kind of shadow boxing, or kind of because he's blindfolded as well. So it's like I was saying, it's like you didn't want to acknowledge something or see something even though it was there. It was kind of like a lurking shadow behind this, but you didn't want to see it or acknowledge it. So you kept kind of covering it over. But it was there and it couldn't be ignored eventually. It was like you had to decide something, a decision had to be made here. And it's in reverse, so it may have been that you felt it was something that you didn't want to do, you were reluctant to do, or it was a decision that was forced on you. A decision that had to be made by you. Because it feels like being blindfolded, you didn't know what was coming at you next. Even though it's just a butterfly, because you're blindfolded, it was almost like it could have been anything that was there attacking. But you were kind of, again, that refusal to see something. Refusal to see it, refusal to acknowledge it. Again, this can be workplace, this can be... So something felt like it was going well, like it was all going along smoothly, but really underlying there was like this shadow side to it, or something that was kind of a bit... I'm not going to use the word sinister, it wasn't sinister, but there was some underlying shadow to it, darkness about it. Yeah, like shadow energy is how it's coming through, like a shadow side of the whole situation. And we've got quite a few cards here, so let's see what we've got. We've got the Four of Swords. So it brought you to a situation where you had to take a backward step. With this Ace of Pentacles, you were hoping for more. You were hoping it was going to lead to something more than it did. With the Four of Swords, the Queen of Wands again. So she's both ends of this. And both times she's in reverse as well. So I feel as though this Queen of Wands energy was the energy that was kind of responsible for this in a way. This very magnetic energy, this very kind of, very beautiful. Queen of Wands is often like a room stopper, somebody who will walk into a room and kind of everybody will stop and stare. It's that kind of like, you know, somebody who has model abilities or tendencies, or but somebody who has that ability to turn heads, and that can cause a lot of insecurity as well within the person that's with them. So that could have had something to do with that as well. This person may have done nothing, but at the same time, they're just that kind of attention. If they got lots of attention, there could have been insecurities building up around that. Because the Page of Pentacles here is also saying in reverse that there was a chance, a potential here for things to grow and for it to lead to something very beautiful. But unfortunately, because it's in reverse, we also have the King of Wands here as well. And the King of Wands is up the right way. But again, it's this it's very kind of magnetically drawn energy. So they actually, if you put the two cards together, they actually kind of go together in some way as well. So it does feel as though there was a strong attraction from both sides here. Again, Wands, fire energy. It could have been that both of you had fire energy, or there was a lot of creativity around this. This could have been something that you were working with, something, a creative project you were working with somebody on. But it didn't come to fruition. It didn't go as far as you wanted it to go. Maybe you wanted a relationship out of this and maybe the other person didn't. Maybe that upset things as well. We also have the Queen of Cups here, the Queen of Water, or chalices as it is in this card. And again, it's in reverse. So I feel as though there's definitely some kind of very strong attraction and possibly love on your side as well, because this is the water element. This is the Cancerian energy, Pisces as well, and Scorpio element. That emotional attraction, emotional attachment to something. And lastly, we have the Four of Chalices here. So I do feel as though something didn't work out because you are kind of sitting there on the riverbank by yourself here in this card. Looking very lonely, very sad, very despondent. So it does feel as though something didn't turn out the way you would have liked it to turn out. And it left you feeling unhappy, generally unhappy. Low, down, I said despondent. And so the Four of Coins is covered by the card of the Magician, and it's up the right way. So it's saying to me that there is an energy here of you kind of deciding that you're going to take control of your life. You're going to become the master of your own destiny here. Because if you look at this figure, I don't know if you can see it very well, there is a little person in between his hands there. And often when this card is upside down, I see this more as somebody who is pulling the strings on you rather than you being in control. But when it's up the right way, it's like the magician is, you are the magician. You are the one who's taking that control. You are the one who's deciding that you're going to step out of this energy as well. It feels like stepping away from this. Stepping away from this stuck, stubborn, fixed, way of having done things. That's what I was saying before, kind of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. It's like here with the magician, it's like you kind of come to some realization that if you keep doing that, that's all you're going to get. So now you've gone into this energy of being the one who's going to do things differently. Rather than having your strings pulled, you're going to pull the strings, so to speak. They are my strings and I'm going to pull them, is how it feels. Nobody else is going to be doing that. And it could also be why the Queen of Swords is in the centre of the reading as well. She may also be feeling like taking control, taking charge. Realizing the truth, seeing it for what it is. This Nine of Cups card is going over today to me as somebody who looks quite crazed. If you look at his face, he looks a bit crazed, like he's overindulged in it all. Pleasure. All kinds. Anything goes type of look on his face. Just give me more. And we have the King of Cups in reverse over the top of the Queen of Swords. So again, this is your energy, but it's kind of being used against you, or you feel as though it's being used against you, or you may at this time feel as though you need to put the King of Cups or King of Chalices behind to one side to kind of try and be stronger within yourself. Because another thing with the King of Cups as well is that people can take advantage of this energy because he is kind and because he does want the best for people. The King of Cups can find it hard to say no, and so you may be feeling the need to see, I don't know why, but this is coming through as a number 9 at the moment. Number 9, I don't know if that means anything to anybody. Number 9. But it's like almost like, yeah, it's time for this to take a backward seat. Emotionally, you feel possibly drained, but also taken advantage of. It feels like taken advantage, like you've had enough of being taken advantage. You've had enough of being the Mr. Nice Guy all the time. You want to kind of show a different side of yourself, a side of yourself that's more how can I put it, that's not as easy to not as easy to take advantage of, but also it's like if you want the best of me, then you've got to prove it to him that you deserve it. You've got to prove you deserve it. If that's what you're wanting from me, if you want the best of me, then prove to me that you should have it. And that could have something again to do with that kind of lets me in message. Because maybe you are now putting up this guarded front that you don't want anybody else to see. And so over the top of the crazed Nine of Cups energy, we have the Empress energy, which is a very abundant energy. So Cancer, you could be coming into this real kind of sense of abundance of your own self-worth, your own like value in who you are, not allowing people to walk over you, only giving back to those who you feel deserve it. It's like if you deserve it, you can have it. If you don't deserve it, then I'm going to keep it for myself. There's a sense of, because the Empress is often the seen with the sign of Venus as well. She's symbolically the Venus energy, the love, the values of things. I also see her very much as the feminine earth energy. The Empress is permanently pregnant with potential. There's always something that the Empress is giving birth to creatively, making something creatively happening. And that doesn't necessarily have to be giving birth to babies. It can also be giving birth to ideas, to new ways of being, birth to yourself. But it just feels like a really kind of exciting but also kind of indulgent energy. Like you are focusing your energy on you. Like I was saying, if you don't deserve it, you're not going to get it. Prove to me. Is what's coming through. Prove it to me. Prove to me that you're worthy of my time, my attention, my indulgence. And we have the Four of Wands over the top of the King of Cups. So for me, the Four of Wands is a card of stability, like wanting stability, creating stability, because there's four wands here, or four poles. A lot of people see this as the marriage card, or the card of celebration, the card of commitment, but I kind of see it more as that stability, wanting that stability, wanting something that's just stable. It can be to do with a relationship. It can also be to do with a work situation. But I feel in general, over the top of the King of Cups here, it's about emotional stability. It's about wanting to keep that emotional stability, about wanting to, now that you've kind of getting to that place of feeling that you deserve, and also that in order to give of yourself, other people need to prove their worth to you, Cancer. That this is about you kind of staying in that emotional stable place and not wanting to like let anything in that's going to upset that. So it can also be to do with commitment to something, but I feel that the commitment is to your own emotional stability here. The commitment is to keeping yourself as, yeah, just emotionally stable as you can, not to allow anything to throw you off course or off balance. Committing to that emotional stability for you, not just about a relationship with somebody else or a marriage or keeping other people happy as well. I feel as though that's kind of something that you're no longer willing to do in the same way as you might have done in the past, Cancer. Just keeping people happy because you could, or because they wanted you to, or because you felt that you should. It's not, you're not coming from that same energy anymore. And we have the Page of Chalices over the top of the Five of Coins. So the Page of Chalices is about an energy of learning. All the pages are an energy of learning as they go. They're experiencing, they're learning, which is how they mature. So this may be a situation it feels like a situation of you kind of going back a step, like something that is going to kind of throw you off balance and throw you into the deep end maybe, or throw you kind of like deal with this situation in a way, something unexpected possibly, something that comes out of the blue, something that you're not expecting to happen. Again, it could be somebody just kind of turning up on your doorstep. Literally just turning up on your doorstep and needing help. And it's going to kind of send you into this kind of Page of Chalice energy of like back at the start somehow. Learning about love again, because that's really what the Page of Chalice is about. It's about learning about love, learning about his own emotions, what makes him feel good, what doesn't make him feel good, which is how he gets to the point of being the King of Cups in the first place. So it feels as though it's going from this kind of stable energy into this kind of very sudden, unexpected step back maybe. As though something comes along and is kind of in need of your help, of something that you can give them. And then we have the Hermit again at the end of the reading. And we have the King of Swords over the top of the Hermit. So we have the Queen and the King of Swords here. But the King of Swords is in reverse. This could be a young energy, a Page of Chalices. It could be a child energy. It could be, if you've got children, it could be somebody who just out of the blue just kind of needs your help, your benefit, because they're not in a good situation. I don't feel that this Five of Coins, sorry, is so much about your energy, Cancer. Although it could be, for some of you, you are feeling alone, you are feeling left out, you are wanting love, you are, even though you're kind of not wanting to push that because of this stability, there could be a part of you that is now kind of saying, but I'm lonely, that I do feel left out here, that I do want more love in my life, I do want to experience it, I do want to learn again what it's all about. I do want to know it. And there's something about this sword and this wand as well that the Hermit is carrying. It's almost like the sword is becoming this kind of lamp of truth here. With the King of Swords over the top. King of Swords energy again is an energy of it can be an energy, especially when it's upside down, it can be an energy of harshness, it can be an energy of closed offness. It kind of feels like that, but it also feels kind of with all these butterflies here as well, that this may be what you're trying to clear out, or trying, like, all the clutter. It's kind of releasing, letting go. A harsh lesson. It feels like a harsh lesson, like something being learnt the hard way with the Hermit here. It's possibly a realization that all of this that you've had to go through has been a lesson. It's been a harsh lesson, a hard lesson, but it's one that you are kind of leveling yourself up through. You are, like I said earlier, graduating. You are, it's like university of life, and it's like you're now graduating from this Hermit energy. But the lesson has not been easy. It's been quite a harsh one. We've got the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck here as well. And the Judgment card in reverse, again, is kind of saying that these ghosts here, for me, always represent situations, people that have been in your past that you need to release, that you need to let go. And there needs to be some forgiveness here. Again, with this King of Swords, it can be a very harsh energy. So you could be being very, very hard on yourself, as well as being hard on others. And maybe that's a message here as well, something that you are going to learn, is that you've been harsh on yourself. While giving to everybody else, you've neglected yourself, or you've forgotten about your own needs. I might just put one more card on that Hermit energy. Because the King of Swords can also be seen as very cold, hard, calculating, often a very fair energy, but also at the same time it can be somebody who is lacking emotion. So maybe that's something that you are realizing about yourself at this time, Cancer, is that you have, I'll take those two because they kind of slipped into my fingers somehow. We've got the Four of Pentacles again and the Moon energy as well. So it's nothing is clear cut yet. Nothing is completely. The Four of Pentacles is still about holding on to things. It's still about you still holding on to that past energy, which is another reason maybe why the King of Swords is here, because it's not releasing, or is in reverse, because you're not releasing all this energy that you need to release, this past story, this past history. You're still kind of holding on to it with this Page of Pentacles again, and the Moon with the Hermit as well is saying that there's a deep subconscious world that is yet to be understood, that things are still not being revealed. Things are not as they seem. It wasn't actually upside down, it was up the right way. So things are not completely clear yet. They haven't come into focus completely. How you think they are, how you perceive them to be, may not be as they actually are. It's just your perception of it. It's just how you see it. That doesn't mean that it's the actual truth behind it. Again, this could also be to do with the King of Swords as well, because that can be to do with perception, how you perceive the story. So let's pull you a guidance card from Abraham, Esther, Hicks. If you've not heard of Abraham and Esther Hicks and Joey Hicks, there is lots of information online about them. I'm not sure if there is any channels on YouTube anymore, because I think they might have taken them down. But there is plenty of information out there, like I was saying. So there is evolutionary value in my personal preferences, which is possibly what this Hermit card is kind of trying to say as well. Evolutionary value, like leveling yourself up. Do not underestimate the value of your preferences, for the evolution of your planet depends upon those of you on the leading edge of thought. Continuing to fine-tune your desires, and the contrast or variety provides the perfect environment for the formation of your personal preferences. So it's saying be aware of what it is that you personally want to have in your life, which is kind of what the Magician energy is saying here as well. What are your preferences? What it is that you personally want to have in your space, in your environment, in your energy field. What are you going to attract into that energy field that is right for you, because it's your personal preference to something? It's funny because I actually used that word today in a text, preference. It's not a word I normally use, but it came out in a text today. So let's see what the crystal Deva cards would like to say to you, Cancer. See what card they would recommend, or which crystal they would recommend for you to work with at this time. crystal card for Cancer, please. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and cusp energy for Cancer. Which is the crystal card that wants to work with Cancer at this time? Which is the energy Cancer would be best working with at this time for Cancer? Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and cusp energy for Cancer. Nothing happening. They don't want to work with you, Cancer. Sometimes when I say things like that, one will just fall out. Didn't work. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Card for Cancer. Card for Cancer, please. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Aha, there we go. So it's typical when you want a card, you don't get one, and other times they just all fall out everywhere. So we've got dioptase, which is courage. It's a green crystal, so again I would say this is working with the heart chakra energy. It's very green energy I was talking about earlier, possibly heart chakra, throat chakra energy as well, but this feels very much about the need for courage to move forward. 15. Courage. 15. Where are you? 15. Okay, so yep, chakra is the heart chakra and colour is green, and it says before you can manifest the courage of your convictions, you must be sure what your convictions are. So it's also talking about manifestation and your preferences in many ways. Courage of your convictions. What are the convictions? What are your preferences? If you are confused about your priorities, allow us to help you. It is our privilege to help you go deep into your heart to find what special dream moves you, what sacred belief system guides your life. Your conscious beliefs and judgments are impressions you have internalized from your environment. Your soul's true belief system has developed over the eons of time. Experiences working with divine consciousness have helped you create your own internal code of ethics. This code has travelled with you through the corridors of space and time, adding new information as you learned and grew. It's not easy to stand up for and act upon your own convictions. There will always be those who will criticise, taunt, and even persecute you for your beliefs, but it is the way of your soul. Your inner voice is reminding you what is necessary to maintain your integrity, to stay on your path. Why have you drawn the dioptase card today? Are you trying to gather the courage to make an important decision in your life? Or perhaps you may be searching for courage to confront someone about an uncomfortable issue. Do you find that each day it takes more and more courage to keep functioning in an unkind world? Why do you especially need courage at this time? Regardless of your particular issue, we will help you find the courage to speak your truth and walk your talk. Courage is within you, even though it may be hidden by uncertainty or fear. Together, you and we will travel through fear's shadowy corridors and illuminate them with confidence and hope. Trust us to walk with you and support you in your resolve. Courage is a gift of the universe to the human kingdom to help you deal with challenges on the earth plane. The heart chakra is the translation point for this universal energy to infuse the physical vehicle. Accept this incredible gift and use it to expand yourself. Look deeply into our green essence and let it activate your spark of courage. Consider it to be your green light for go. You can accomplish whatever you set out to. Your higher self, your internal guide, is brave and strong. Your bravery brightens and enhances our world. Your courage to act on behalf of all beings everywhere sets into motion an energy wave that spreads throughout the universe. So it may be a good idea to get a piece of diaptase Cancer if you're interested in working with that energy, working through some heart issues that you may still be carrying and are trying to release at this time. And one of the words that comes up for me with the judgment energy as well is forgiveness. I always think of forgiveness for the people involved, the situation you were involved with, the energy around it, and also very much to do with forgiveness for yourself as well, which is probably the hardest part of all. It's probably a lot easier to forgive everybody else than it is to forgive the part that you feel that you may have played in it. And we may even not even acknowledge that part either. So forgiveness for the self as well, Cancer. And on that, I am going to leave this reading and say thank you very much for listening to me and for watching this. I really do hope that you have found something of interest or something that has helped to that's helped you in some way, and just kind of like awakened something even within you, Cancer, at this time. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there and just say please like and thumbs up my video if you have liked it. I'm a little bit kind of disconcerted about this reading. I don't know why, but it's had a bit of an effect on me. So yeah, subscribe to my channel as well, please. If you haven't subscribed already, that would be great. I would love to have you here. I'm really trying to grow and expand my channel, and the more likes it gets, the more it gets put out into the bigger YouTube world where people can get to see it, and it can get onto other channels, or it could be recommended. And if a recommended video is seen on channel that somebody already watches, it tends to help other people actually watch it because it's been recommended, so they're more likely to come back to my channel and watch my other videos. And I have a whole playlist of videos, and none of them have any time or dates on them because situations happen all the time. So there's always something that is happening to somebody somewhere, and they may find it in my video, it may resonate with them at any particular time. So all the lists are there. I do the new moons, I do full moons, both the tarot and the astrology for them, and I do all the zodiac signs as well. I haven't been here for about 3 months because I had a big transit, a Saturn, Mars, Mercury square transit immediately after that big conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, and bang, they went straight into my squaring my Mars and my Mercury, and everything just stopped, just everything. It was just like halt. So I did. So that's why I haven't been around for a while, but I'm out of that now. That has passed, and I am back doing this again. So please subscribe to my channel, hit that bell, and sign up for the videos as and when they'll be coming out as well. And if you feel that this may benefit anybody else that you know, please also share it with those around you who you feel could get something from the message. And Cancer, please take really good care of yourself at this time. Thank you very much for listening, and take care of anybody else around you who you can. Hopefully